Maybe start with the break for yourself. Did you get some time to catch your breath a little bit?
I did. We didn't do anything. We stayed around Calgary, which was kind of nice. I was able to go to my son's a few of his practices, and then other than that, we just enjoyed the cold weather around Calgary.
Could you sense some enthusiasm as the group reconvened here today?
Yeah, you could. And I thought, the execution wasn't great today, but I think that's to be expected. But I thought they did have some good energy and some good pace. There was, it almost felt like first day of training camp again, a little bit today, like a toned down version of it, if that makes any sense. But I did like the energy that they had today for sure.
Is there a benefit to having the amount of practice time this week, given how busy your schedule was before the break?
Yeah, and it's going to be that way after the break. So it's important for us to use this time the right way. And we have a couple new players that this is their first practice that they've had with us since they came over in a trade. So we have an opportunity now to review our systems with the guys, and also, as I mentioned, have a mini training camp where we can touch on a few things without burying them like we typically would do during a real training camp.
You saw Connor Zary and Kevin Ball out there. Are they ready to go?
They're getting closer. Like, they have to continue to make steps and strides along the way. So this was a really good day for them, from what I understand. And then we'll talk to our medical guys afterwards, and hopefully they can keep developing with us, and they're going to be ready to go, is our hope.
How much of a boost was it to see those two guys back out there?
Big. Like, they're important pieces of our team. Like, we often talk about certain players a lot, whether they're the six guys, our leadership group. But Connor, he was quietly putting together a really good year where he became an important piece of our offensive game for sure. And Kevin, underrated, I think. Like, he's a pleasant surprise for us when he came over in the trade, and he's done so many good things for us that he gave us some real strong depth on our back end. So we've missed him without a doubt while he was gone, and it's nice having him back on the ice. Particularly
with Kevin, Coach, how does having him maybe allow Hanley and Bean and others to slot in and play minutes that they're optimal? Yeah,
well, I think now we know what Baller is. Like, he's capable of playing against top guys, so I think it gives us more depth, and maybe that's what you're alluding to. But I do think it makes us a better six on the back end for the guys that are playing on any given night, because I think the pairs, they balance each other out with him back in, so it's good to have him on the ice.
Has the Four Nations buzz swept you up at all? Have you been watching?
Every game. I've loved it. I think it's been awesome hockey. From the 3-on-3 overtime in that first game, the speed and the pace that the game's being played at, the physicality, it's been fantastic to watch, and I think it's such a home run for the NHL right now. It's bringing a lot of attention to our game, which it deserves.
So you able to turn off and just watch as a fan?
Totally. I'm going back and forth with my son a lot of times. Like, at the overtime game, he was chirping the TV because Crosby wasn't on the ice. He's like, "Dad, he's going to score. Why don't they have him out there?" But that's what it's like. It's fun for all of us to watch these guys play.
What will you bet Conroy on Thursday? Like Office Space, or what? What do you want to put on the table there?
Nothing. We're not allowed to bet.
Oh,
no, I don't think I would, honestly. Like, he's as much Canadian as you're going to find. So he still may have some American roots in him, but he's been here for a long time, and I know he would consider this his home.
When do you expect Raz to be back with you guys?
Well, there's been a few travel delays from what I understand. We're hopeful that it'll be the next, for sure, day or two. So I don't know yet how many days of practice he's going to get in with us. I know for sure, based on travel, he'll be in at least one of them, minimum, for us. So ideally it would be two, and we'll be able to go from there.
You kind of alluded to it, but I mean, when you look at a training camp and you think about those hard skates early on in a camp, maybe could you outline a little bit of the differences when you have a break like this coming back when you only have 27 games left?
I think the big thing in training camp, you don't really care if they're tired when you go into exhibition season. I mean, that's all part of it, where they have to get their touch back. This is different. Like, we're coming back and we're playing every second night, so we want to make sure they're energized. We want to make sure we work them so they get themselves to the level they need to be at for the first game against San Jose. But it's not to the point where we're going to take them and just bury them, because I don't think that makes this a lot of sense for our team anyways.
Connor was playing center before he got hurt, and now with Morgan in the fold, do you figure he'll start on the wing, or have you thought about that yet?
Oh yeah, we've thought about it. I mean, he gives us an option, I guess is the way I look at it, because we know now that he can do the job in the middle of the ice. So whether we start him on the wall or whether we start him in the middle, that's still a little bit up for debate based on the two new guys that we have in our lineup as well, to see what type of chemistry they can develop as a line.